What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to our week 2 checkup on our bees. I have with me today a couple little helpers. Bella Rose hanging out. Bella, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Oh, thank you for grabbing all this stuff for me. And we have Mr. C. Crockett joining us today. How you doing, Crockett? Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me today. We have our week 2 checkup. Well, it's been a little longer than 2 weeks, but we're gonna go check in on our bees, see how everybody's faring, make sure that the queen is doing all right, that everything is just moving right along. All right, guys, our little smoker is going. All right, one second. Before we approach, I noticed today the bees seem to be flying in from the left-hand side, so let's come over on this side with Crockett, Bella. Let's come over here. Oh, guys, look at this. Hold up, wait a second. We have a small problem. Look at this. You see that right there? What are those?
Ants.
They're ants. We have an invasion, Crockett. Uh-oh.
No.
We're gonna have to get rid of them. Look at that, I see some more right there. So this is one of the problems you can run into. The ants, it appears, have found the sugar syrup. And not only will they find the sugar syrup, but then they'll also start finding the honey when they start making the honey as well. So guys, we need to get rid of some ants. Do you guys know how we do that?
We kill them?
Yes, well, I don't think we're gonna quite kill them because you don't want to spray them with stuff. You know, you don't want to spray like a pesticide around it because you don't want to hurt the bees. But it's actually a relatively easy process to get rid of ants around the beehive. So we're gonna go ahead, let's get this feeder off here, and then we're gonna see what the damage is as far as the ants go, and we'll go from there.
Hope there's not a ton of ants.
Smoke this entrance here. You go, just puff a little smoke right into that. Don't want a whole lot, but just enough to confuse their signals, not get everybody alarmed. Take the top off. Oh, look at that, guys. Oh man, wow. Is that cool or what? Oh, look at that, sure enough. Look at all those ants right there. Look at all of them. Those little stinkers. But look at those bees, guys. We're gonna have to make more sugar syrup. They're absolutely devouring the sugar syrup.
They're like this. This is delicious.
Yeah, delicious indeed. So now one thing I noticed here though, when I took the top off, look at that. We've got a mold problem here. I'm gonna have to do some research on that, on how to get rid of that, because obviously we don't want that spreading throughout the hive. Don't want mold.
No.
So I have to look up some solutions for that. So we've got mold and we've got ants, guys. We're gonna have to figure some stuff out here. All right, Crockett, while Bella goes and gets our stuff to combat the ants, we're gonna take this top feeder off. Wow, look at that, Mr. C. These bees have been quite productive in here. Look at all of them. Goodness. What we have to do, Mr. C, is we want to put a little smoke on the top, and it's going to drive the bees down into the frames here. And it'll kind of confuse them. That way nobody gets too alarmed at our presence here. Probably going to have to do this a few times while we're here working.
That one said, I'm going in.
Yeah, look at that. See how they're all just heading down in? So I brought something today, y'all, that I'm pretty excited to use. It's another just piece of equipment. I'm going to remove one of the outer frames for now. No bees on that, right? I'm going to set this off to the side. Mr. C, I'm going to set him right there. We actually have this right here. It's actually something that you can just set right on the outside of the hive, and it will hold our frames for us, just like that. I'll have a link in the description below to that little piece of equipment. First things first, let's try to find our queen, make sure she's doing all right. This is pretty impressive.
Is that honey?
Yeah, there's some honey in there. Look at this. What do you think, Crockett?
It's honey!
Look at that. Is that cool or what?
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, y'all. Check this out. We'll get some up close shots here, but there's one of our frames. They're absolutely going to town here. Let me turn it around. Yep, starting on the other side as well.
What is it?
Doing a good job. Keeping an eye out for our queenie. All right. Bella has just returned. Bella, show the camera there. What do you have there? Can you walk up, show them? Well, move over a little bit. Yeah, walk in front of there. There you go, hold it up. What is that?
This is a cinnamon.
Cinnamon, and that is actually a deterrent for our ants. The ants do not like cinnamon, so we're gonna sprinkle that around the base of our bee hive here, and that should keep the ants at bay. Thank you, Bella. Look at that, there's frame number 2. Absolutely going to town. Absolutely looking phenomenal. These girls are hard at work. Flip it over. Look at that right there. Seeing a lot of good tight groupings there. We'll get into that in just a minute. But for now, we're gonna try to keep an eye out for our queenie. Oh, there she is. There, look at that. We found her. We found our queen. Let me see if you guys see her right there, Crockett. Crockett, you see her right there wandering around?
Yeah.
Let's set her right over here and we'll show everybody. There she is right there. She's moving around, making sure everything is looking good. Everything's getting filled out nicely. Just humming right along. That's good. See her moving around nice and quick. That's awesome. Alright guys, you see this comb right here? First off, we're going to scrape that little bit off the top, off the wood, so we can keep the comb actually on the frame right down here. But you can see this is empty comb. These bees will fill it with either honey, or what they'll do is they'll get it ready for the queen to put the eggs in. But if you come right over here and check out all of this right down here where the queen is, check out right down here. See how all of that is covered? That's called a capped brood. Do you guys know what that means?
That means the eggs in it.
That's right. That means our little queen, right there, Queen Emma, she's gone around and laid her eggs, and all those are capped off, meaning that there are going to be some baby bees pretty soon, this week probably. And you guys know how many bees a day you can get out of your hive?
3?
Nope. You can get up to 1,000 bees a day. 1,000 bees every day hatching. Isn't that pretty incredible? We've got some capped brood in there. Let's see if maybe we can get a look at some larvae. There might be some larvae that's not capped off yet. Let's see if we can find some. Y'all check it out. We found some larvae. Look at that right in there. See those little white curled up little larvae in the combs? You guys see them too? Those are our baby bees. In fact, that's quite large larvae. Those are getting ready to get capped. Oh, look at this bee right here. He's got a bunch of pollen on him. A bunch of pollen on his little legs. That is amazing. But you could see all the larvae there. That's definitely getting ready to get capped up, and those are going to be our baby bees here pretty soon. That is way cool. Like I said, those are quite large larvae. They're quite along in the process, so they're getting ready to get capped any time now. That is pretty cool. See this little bit of comb up here on the wood? You just want to do a little bit of cleanup every time. Like clean that off. Just nice and easy. Don't wait till the end of the season, or else you're gonna have a ton of it to do. Getting rid of that will keep those frames from sticking together. So we're currently at 3.5 frames filled out, 2 weeks in. That's not bad. We're getting ready to have a bunch more hatching. And so I would expect this to continue, the production to continue to go up. And once we hit 6 frames filled out, then we'll add our second brood box, our second box of 8 frames, so they can continue to expand and they won't try to break off and leave. All right, we've put our box back together. Now, one thing occurs to me here as I was doing this. I would mark each individual frame, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc., and then like 5 front, or 1 front, 2 front, 3 front, 1 back, 2 back, 3 back. Just for the simple fact of, if you're taking the frames out and inspecting them and such, and unless you're dropping them right back in immediately, it's kind of like putting a puzzle back together. I took about 10 minutes just putting all the frames back in, because some of them were kind of like smushing together, and I was like, well, that's not how that went. You don't want to start suffocating any larvae or trapping bees in the comb. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a Sharpie, we're gonna mark all the frames out, so the next time when we're taking them out and inspecting them, we don't have that problem where it's like, okay, now I've got to fit them all back together, especially as these combs get bigger and bigger, as you can see in there. I mean, they're really starting to fill out, and it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. So that thought just occurs to me, might be something you want to do at home as well. Here we go. We'll put it around the base of everything. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you see those little ants? They're running. I don't like that cinnamon. Like, yuck. Interested to see how well this works, Bella.
Hey,
put it all around the front base here.
He's like, why are you getting sitting on me? Because I'm a bee.
I know. All right, Bella. We've got it around the entire base. Let's see if that keeps our ant friends out here. And then we'll just have to come out probably every week when we come to check on the ladies and put fresh cinnamon around the base. All right, Bella. Week 2. We're looking good. We got 3.5 frames filled out. We've got bees making more bees. That's awesome. Queen Emma is hard at work. It seems like there was a nice tight packed comb in there with a lot of capped brood. So that's a really, really good sign. Where did Crockett go?
He's with the mama.
Oh, did he go with mama? There you go. Sometimes at 3 years old, you lose interest quickly. Bella, good job. That was awesome. Thank you for helping out. Thank you guys for joining us. Be back next week. Oh, see what I did there? Be back next week, Bella. Be back next week to check out. Hopefully this colony will continue to grow. We keep getting those frames filled out. Thank you guys for tagging along with us, and we will see you in the next one.